So in this session, we will be looking into other three structures. So the first structure we'll be checking out today, it's called hidden structure. It's called hidden structure. So on the hidden structure, let's say we could have this trend right here. So this is our downtrend. And at this point, price gets to break structure. So remember, this is our break of structure right here. And if we be more realistic, we usually have two candlesticks right here, the ones that gave us the reversal. And most of the time when you are trading into higher time frames, and we usually expect price to come and respect our break and retest structure, since it's the only structure we have at this time whenever we break our main structure. But sometimes things get a little bit different. Of course, this is our break and retest structure, but sometimes when you're trading into higher time frames, price meet create some highs and exceed at some point, then proceed with our anticipated direction. Okay. As you can see, price has actually respected our break and retest structure, but our stop loss would have been very, very huge. So instead of placing our trades right here, why shouldn't we place our trades right here? We can actually look for an entry and place our trades right here instead of taking our trades right here. So I'm going to show you how we usually look for an entry at this point. We usually call it the hidden,
Hello, I have a question.
pardon?
Hello, I have a question.
Okay.
You said that it's actually okay to look for trade at the up rather than that place that you draw a line. But what if it did not actually break that line, that they actually respected it, that you did not even grab the repeated before moving down? What will the person do?
Okay. So at this time, we'll be looking into different structures. Okay. I'll be showing you all the structures separately. Then when we get into our fifth session, I'll show you guys how to combine all structures and come up with an entry. So when we get into our fifth session, we'll check out about the entry points. Any other questions? Okay, so you can proceed. So what you're going to do is, so let's say this price has came to break our main structure right here. We usually place our first line at the beginning of this candle week right here. That's our first line. And our second line at the beginning of this candle body right here. Then after that, we'll be expecting price to create some highs and respect any structure around here in between these two lines. That means we will have to drop into lower time frames in order to find structures at this point. Since in higher time frames, you'll just see full impulse. You won't see any structures. That means you will have to drop into lower time frames. Then that's when you'll find the structures. The structures that I'm talking about is any structure within our strategy. It could be an invalidation or a structure retest, or maybe an invalidation X. Any structure that you're going to find right here in between in lower time frames, that means we'll consider that as an entry. And remember, we usually look out for 2 to 3 structures only. Okay, so we could, let's say, find an invalidation right here and maybe a structure retest right here. That means these are our 2 hidden structures. So price has a possibility of creating some highs and respecting any of these 2 structures so that we can proceed creating some lows, whereby this will help us to get a sniper entry at this point instead of placing our entries right here and getting a very huge drawdown. So that's an example just in case.
Um,
Okay. Any questions?
Um, boss, in a case that there is no weak long ridges, how would you not draw it? Like the wick is very small and then full of candles. Let us say that it was actually an engulfing candle that formed this place now. There is no too much wick. How would you not draw the these two line?
Okay, it's very, very, very rare to find a
Or
candle.
you only take it when there is a wick like this?
It's very, very rare to find a candlestick that doesn't have a wick. Okay,
Okay,
yeah, and
okay,
remember, we are doing this to reduce our stop loss. Okay, so that
okay,
means if the wick is very, very small, there is no need to do all this. The aim of doing this is to reduce the stop loss. Remember, when you're trading in higher time frames, you could find that a gap from this point to this point right here, it could be even around 200 pips or 300 pips or even
okay.
100 pips. Okay, so
Okay, but if the wick is small, there is no need for you to consider that break and retest pattern. You just leave the trade and move to the next one.
yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions?
No, no other question. But this pattern is actually called it a hidden structures, right?
Yeah, hidden structure. Okay,
Okay.
so that's an example, just in case we have a downtrend. And if we have an uptrend, it's also going to be the same. So let's say this is uptrend. Then we get to break structure. Right here, we usually have two candlesticks right here. Okay, so we have our wick right here, and we have another wick right here. So we usually place our line at the most highest wick at this point. Okay, and at the candle body right here. Then we drop into lower time frames looking for any structure that we're going to find right here in between. Okay, so you could, let's say, find maybe we could find an invalidation X, and maybe let's say you find maybe a new invalidation. So these two structures, we'll consider them as our hidden structures. So price has a possibility of
Okay.
affecting any of these two structures so that you can proceed creating more highs to the upside. So let's try to check out for some examples.